hello, good evening, and welcome to a very cold and very rainy Hill O'Brien Field for the 2024 edition of Southside Series football between the number 4 Henley Hornets and the number 8 Mazama Vikings. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrick. We apologize for the delay in getting on the air tonight. We just completely lost our connection shortly before we were supposed to come on. It's really some wicked weather that we're dealing with out here. Just trying to keep all of our equipment dry and doing our best to stay on the air for you tonight. It's we have a canopy, but it's not helping very much. The rain is blowing in sideways.
Yeah, we've got an interesting one here. This is, for those of you who live in the Klamath Falls area, we all know it just doesn't rain like this. Not very often, and not this sustained. We've had a downpour here at Henley for probably the last 90 minutes to 2 hours. The field is a mess. It's just a big puddle. It's going to be an interesting game. When Henley and Mazama play and both teams are undefeated and they're playing for the league championship, this place is usually packed, standing room only. And let me tell you, this is the fewest people I've seen at this game in a number of years. The weather's awful, and at the same time, Matt, it's exciting. This is going to be a lot of fun. Once we get through the elements, you mentioned that we're wet. I can guarantee you the players are already wet. They've been warming up in this, and that doesn't dampen the excitement whatsoever. Both teams have a lot on the line. We'll talk about that as the game goes on, but the winner really helps himself tonight.
Yeah, let's take a look at the league standings. You can see right there, Henley and Mazama tied at the top, both 4-0. Henley number 4 in the OSAA computer rankings, Mazama number 8. And that's one of the things about this game. There's so much more at stake tonight than just a league title, just rivalry bragging rights. If Henley loses this game, they're very likely going to be bumped out of that top 4 seed and would have to go on the road, likely have to go on the road in the state quarterfinals instead of being guaranteed a home game. Mazama, meanwhile, number 8, they have to win if they want to host a first-round game because under OSAA rules, all league champions are guaranteed a top 8 seed, even if they're ranked lower than that in the OSAA computer rankings. You go up to Special District 2, you've got number 13 Estacada and number 7 Malala playing for that league title tonight. So one of those teams is going to come and bump Mazama out of that number 8 seed.
Yeah, a lot of important games tonight around the state. And as you mentioned, Matt, this game pretty much is just to fight for a home playoff game. The winner will get one. Henley's ranked a little bit higher. They might get one anyway, but as the playoffs continue in that second and third round, Henley could be at home with a big win tonight. So really important game in front of us. And the captains are meeting at midfield right now. We're just about to get underway.
Both teams playing short-handed too. Mazama without their star running back Chris Baldwin. Through 7 games in the first part of the season, he had 1,197 yards, 12 touchdowns, averaged 7.4 yards per carry. Henley, meanwhile, without a key piece of their defensive and offensive line in Ronan Wright. He had 47 tackles, including 2 for a loss.
Yeah, both of those players are instrumental in their team's success, so they'll have to count on some depth tonight, both squads. It's going to be an interesting game on how things set up with this field like this. Both teams are good offensively and defensively, not really weak on either side of the football, but I can't imagine it's going to be easy to throw tonight. We've got gusts of wind along with the precipitation, which is still falling, so it's going to be tricky to throw the football. Maybe see some short passes, some intermediate passes, and then the teams that can get that run game going, I think, will be the most successful.
Only player, so Chris Baldwin has carried the ball on 162 of 314 rushing attempts this season for Mazama. Behind him is Brody Van Gastel, the quarterback. He's ran 103 times for 419 yards and 11 touchdowns, averaging 4.1 yards per carry. So it's they're probably going to lean on him a lot to run the football, but without Baldwin, that makes the ground game a lot more one-dimensional for Mazama. And as you said, Kevin, hard to imagine teams are going to be really airing the ball out tonight. Yeah. And that's actually an area that Mazama has really taken some strides over the past 2 weeks. Van Gastel last week against Ashland, he completed 11 of 17 passes for 153 yards and 1 touchdown. The week before that against North Bend, he had an absolutely outstanding game. He completed 16 of 24 passes for 303 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get in these kind of games. You also get that situation where maybe a cornerback slips or a safety falls down and you have a wide receiver wide open. That's happened quite a few times, too, in games like this. So you just have to make your own breaks. You definitely don't want to turn the football over. You want to make mistakes. And the team that can execute in this weather is going to have the best chance to win tonight. It's still raining.
Are you ready for some football?
Henley will kick off, so we will see what Mazama can do on their opening drive without Chris Baldwin. Max Tobiasen to handle it. It's low, but has some distance, and it's going to be returned, and right there, slipping on the turf was the returner. My roster's all wet.
That was Jaden Wells with the return there, Matt, from Mazama. And I was out stomping around before the game a little bit out there. That field it's as bad and as mushy as I've ever seen it. It just rained so hard for so long this afternoon. There's a lot of puddles, a lot of mud. This field will be torn up by the end of the night.
So Mazama's going to start from about their own 15. And it's Brody Van Gastel now coming up under center. It's a pitch outside, and with a good gain on the far sideline is Kai Hunt.
Kai's a capable runner and a good athlete, so I'm sure he'll do fine filling in back there. He'll probably get a bulk of the carries tonight. Good play on first down. Give your quarterback the option, make that pitch.
Yeah, he had the most carries after Baldwin and Brody Van Gastel. 25 on the season for 117 yards. That'll make it 2nd and 1 for the Vikings. Van Gastel from the shotgun. Handoff to Jaden Justice. And he's brought down short of the marker.
That was good defense on the outside from Henley that time. Looked like Nolan Sieben. Kern also helped out on the tackle and bring up 3rd down.
Well, they are going to give him the first down.
I thought he was a little bit short.
First and 10. Van Gastel. Another handoff right up the middle. Plenty of space there. I think that's Justice again.
Justice, the ball carrier.
Yeah, not much resistance there. Ran that ball right up the middle. And Mazama's on the ball quickly here with 2nd and very short.
Justice. Nolan Sieben.
Well done, Mike Henley, again on that carry. No gain. And that will bring up a 3rd and less than a yard. Justice, the ball carrier on that last run.
Third and 1, chance for Henley to get off the field here. 10.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Mazama on their opening drive. Van Gastel under center. It's a sneak, and he will have the first down.
Didn't get much, but just enough for a first down. I think you can make an educated guess that as long as the running game is working, no one's going to deviate from that. Not with the weather the way it is. And Mazama's picked up 2 quick first downs.
First down for Mazama. It's a handoff to Justice. Justice going around the right side, and I think that might get close to moving the chains again.
And Mazama doing whatever they want to do here in this run game early. Picking up 8-9 yards a shot here. They'll be second and very short.
No Baldwin, no problem early on here for the Vikings. 2nd and 1. Around the 40. Fumble! And he has to dive on it. That'll knock him back a bit here on 3rd down.
Yeah, just as good just to fall down on that one. We'll see a few of those tonight, I'm sure. The ball's slippery. That's a nice break for Henley, though. It makes it 3rd and about 4.
3rd and 5, they'll call it. Hunt in motion. Van Gastel keeps it, and he's brought down.
Sieben and Mathis for Henley. Nice pursuit. Did a good job getting in that backfield. Even a short, maybe even a tackle for loss right there, and that brings up 4th down.
Mazama seems to be keeping the offense. Well, now they're moving into punt formation. Mark Carpenter's going to go back for the return.
Special teams will be important tonight, even more than usual with this weather.
The punt is low. Carpenter's going to just get away from it. Now he'll pick it up and run with it. Carpenter creating space. Man falls down. Carpenter up the sideline. Nobody in front of him. Mark Carpenter. Punt return touchdown. No flags.
What a terrific play from Mark Carpenter. Everybody in the building, well, not the building, the field here, everybody thought he was just going to let that ball roll out. And by taking a chance and picking it up, he caught everybody off guard. He got past 2 or 3 defenders, and then he was gone. What a great play. Good idea to pick up that football. Everybody was just going to let it roll. What a great start for Henley.
That is Mark Carpenter's 2nd punt return touchdown of the season. And it comes on his senior night. Max Tobiasen on for the PAT. It's low, but it's good. So with 7:59 left in the first quarter, it's a 7-0 lead for Henley. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrick. You're watching Southside Series football on mybasin.com and listening on 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
Mark Carpenter with a punt return touchdown to put Henley up 7-0. 7:59 to go in the first quarter. Tobiasen to kick it back to Mazama, whose drive stalled out near midfield. Short kick caught and returned. This is Brody Van Gastel, and he is wrapped up around the 30-yard line. Or no, I think that was Jaden Wells, the returner.
That last play was a good example, Matt, of you have to play till the whistle. That punt was rolling. Everybody just kind of ignored it except for Carpenter, and the whistle hadn't blown. The ball was not dead, and he scooped it up. And he made his way down this near sideline for the touchdown.
So Mazama trying to answer from their own 30. Van Gastel, hand off to Justice, and Justice goes nowhere.
That's Nolan Sieben again over there. He's already been in on a few tackles, and this game's still early.
Had a nice game last week at Marshfield. 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, 3 total tackles. It's a 1-yard loss, 2nd and 11. Van Gastel, the keeper, and he's wrapped up immediately.
I think that was Sieben again. That brings up 3rd and long. It's a passing down. We'll see what Mazama does here.
3rd and 9. Van Gastel is back in the shotgun.
3rd and 9.
Van Gastel rolling out, tipped, and falls to the turf. Well, to the mud would be a more accurate description tonight.
To the puddles. Yeah, Mazama does that a lot. They get the ball out quickly when they pass. They have a good passing game, a lot of intermediate and short passes. That time just couldn't make the connection, and they're in a punt situation once again.
3 and out for the Henley defense. Right after letting Mazama string together a decent drive. Good sign for the Hornets. Mark Carpenter back at his own 30, waiting on the punt. Comes down, splashes into a puddle. Carpenter's going to pick it up again. Carpenter splits defenders. Is he going to do it again? No, they force him out. A last-ditch effort at midfield by the quarterback, Brody Van Gastel.
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That was exactly the same thing. He let the ball bounce and splash a couple times and then picked it up at the last second. And a nice run back. Got the ball over midfield. So a good place to start for Henley on their first offensive try.
Well, start in Mazama territory. Ball on about the Vikings 48. Mark Carpenter, known ankle breaker, is going to have some help from that slippery grass tonight. He's all alone on the right side. Janney a keeper. Janney wrapped up immediately. That's Jack Kafring in there, leading tackler for Mazama.
That was a strong tackle. He was keeping an eye on Janney that time. And made a good play. Very short gain, maybe 1. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Looks like they'll call it 2nd and 9. Kafring, I believe that's his 60th tackle of the season. Handoff. That'll be a first down. Finally going down at the 35-yard line is Trapper Kundal.
Had a really nice gap on that right side offensive line with some good blocking, and that's enough for a first down.
And it looks like we've got a timeout for an injury. Let's see. It's like Thunder Kirk, Hornets center tonight, is down. We'll step aside while they attend to him. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrick. This is the Southside Series on mybasin.com and 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, deep breaths and watch your speed. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
During the Les Schwab Founders Celebration Sale, save up to $150 instantly on select sets of 4 tires. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Well, Thunder Kirk sitting up. Matt Green out there. And they're going to help him up and off. That's one of the things you worry about on this on a field in this condition, Kevin.
Yeah, there's a lot of slipping going on. You can't really anchor your feet trying to block or do anything else out there. Hopefully he'll be all right. He
is walking off under his own power.
He is. Another big game tonight, Matt, down the road. Lost River is hosting Lowell. We have an update there. Lost River big, up 22-0 early.
Well, that's a massive gain, too. The winner, that's for second place in their league. The winner would get a guaranteed playoff spot. Loser has to sweat it out. Bad snap. Janney picks it up. Janney breaks through. Trucks a defender. Joe Janney inside the red zone. Another broken tackle, and that's a Henley touchdown. Henley's Houdini making magic from the backfield, and the Hornets go up 2 scores.
He just kept those feet churning. Defense couldn't get good leverage, and he just kept moving those legs, and he found some grass on the outside. Ends up with a long touchdown. Henley really getting off to a good start, and this is the kind of night where you don't want to play from behind. Henley doing things just right here in this first quarter.
You know what a good physical runner Joe Janney is. You saw it there as Tobiason's PAT is up and good. It's 14-0 Henley with 5:22 to go here in the first quarter. Man, what a play.
We've already seen a couple great plays tonight. You just can't, both of those plays that were scoring plays for Henley were just kind of don't give up plays. Just stick with it. And they were rewarded with 2 early touchdowns. And Mazama now has to decide whether they want to play with some urgency and maybe try to throw the football, or just stick with the game plan, run the football, and try to get a couple turnovers and work your way back into this game. But things definitely going the Hornets' way.
Max Tobiason getting set to kick it back to the Vikings. Comes down around the 20. Picked up and returned by Hunt, but he does not get far.
A good work by Henley special teams, really staying in their lanes, not allowing anyone to get around the outside, returning the football, and a good solid tackle there. I think that was Noah Osterland with the tackle.
Osterland also a senior. Not a guy whose name we've called a ton this year. Good to see him getting some action. He is a good special teamer.
Yeah.
He caught an onside kick against North Bend. Van Gastel has to pick up the ball and comes loose, but they say he was down.
Nolan Sieben again. It's going to be one of those kind of nights for Nolan. He was all over that play. Huge tackle for loss, and the ball it kind of popped out. But Van Gastel was down just before the fumble, so Mazama will retain possession. Another good defensive play for Henley.
Second and 13. Van Gastel hands it off. Justice. I don't know if he even got back to the line of scrimmage trying to go over on the far side.
Yeah, Henley did a good job of stringing that play out. Cooper Mathis over there, pushing the ball carrier out of bounds, and that will bring up third down. In addition to the rain, Matt, we didn't really mention it's cold. It's cold tonight. It actually snowed a little bit just before the game, kind of a rain and snow mix. So also dealing with some cold temperatures here.
Third and 14, under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Henley with a 14-0 lead. Van Gastel rolling out, trips and goes down. I think that was Sieben again.
Yes.
He just tripped over him.
Well, he had slipped and fallen down. Nolan made that tackle from the ground. He had fallen. If you're watching the stream, you can see he fell down. Then the ball carrier passed right in front of him, and he reached up and made the tackle. Another big loss. Another good defensive series for Henley.
So now the Vikings are going to have to punt from their own end zone. It's a low drive. Carpenter's got a beat on it at midfield, but he'll just let it be downed.
Yeah, that time he kind of pretended like he was going to do it and then and kind of faded away from it. Kind of faked him out that time.
He's just toying with the Mazama punt team so far.
Yeah, he was. He made a good decision again, just to leave it alone. Henley will get really good field position to start this drive.
As the rain continues to hammer us here at Henley, Hornets will take over once again in Vikings territory.
Yeah, the wind's picked up quite a bit now. It's blowing into Henley's face as they go left to right. And it's still raining substantially.
Baki comes across in motion as Janney hands it off to Kundal, but he's sat down immediately by the Mazama D-line.
Yeah. Good penetration that time from that Mazama line. Logan Harrington ended up making the tackle for Mazama. And that's a tackle for loss. We're seeing a lot of those.
That'll make it 2nd and 13 for Henley. Janney, designed run. Brought down by Ryan Hayden. Coming off the left side, he stiff-armed him for a moment, but Hayden held on.
Brought down right in that puddle at midfield. And that brings up a 3rd and long here for Henley.
Hayden, 6'4", 215 pounds. Tough guy to shake off. 3rd and 14 for the Hornets.
See if Henley tries a pass here.
Looks like they will. It's short to Carpenter. Carpenter met immediately in space. Well, those short passes to Mark Carpenter have worked pretty well this season, but that time Janney not able to put the usual zip on it that he can, as the ball is so waterlogged.
Right.
Made it slower getting to Carpenter and gave Mazama more time to catch him.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Jaden Justice was all over that play. Good defense for the Vikings. And that puts Henley now in a 4th and long.
Just over a minute left in the first quarter. I don't know what just happened there. I think Henley were they trying to go for it, or was it a bad snap? Either way, Mazama's going to get it back on their own 45. That's a turnover on downs.
It's a good break from Mazama. Just what they need to try to close this gap. They trail by 14 as we get to the end of the first quarter.
.7 seconds on the clock. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Handoff. No. Pitch back, and Hunt makes it across midfield, but I think he's short of the first down. Well done by Mazama. They even had me fooled.
Yeah, that was good execution. Van Gastel held the ball just the right amount of time, made a good pitch, and they picked up 8.
.20 seconds. Clock running. This should be the final snap of the first quarter. 2nd and 3. Handoff. It's Hunt. He's brought down, I think, a yard short of the marker. And that's Jance Cale Jr. getting in there. That's how we'll end the first quarter. Henley 14, Mazama nothing. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrick. You're watching Henley versus Mazama on mybasin.com, listening on 104.3 and 960 Sports. Want to again apologize in advance for any hiccups with the stream tonight. We had one right at the very beginning that kept us from getting on the air on time. We're really just doing our best to keep all the equipment dry and operational, as we are getting hammered.
Yeah, we just
by
don't.
this rain.
Yeah, we just don't get that much rain here, and not for this long of a period of time. It's rained here for at least a couple of hours since we showed up, and it is damp everywhere. More people have showed up. They kind of waited till game time, which was probably a good idea. So got a few more people in attendance now. Good crowd. Braving the elements as we start the second quarter.
It'll be 3rd and 1 for the Vikings. Handoff. That'll go for a first down. I think that was Justice on the carry. It was.
And Mazama's been successful at those 3rd and short. If they need a yard, they've been pretty good. They're able to get 1 or 2, just enough. And they get a first down.
Vikings in Henley territory for the first time. Handoff, and that time Justice gets nothing.
That was Jance Cale with the tackle. Good work by the line just to stand up those blockers. Didn't really give up any ground at all. It was a short game.
Second and 9. Handoff up the middle, and that time Justice gets down to the 35, but still a few yards short of the first.
Nolan Sieben with another tackle. He's having a great game defensively for Henley. Justice, nice job staying low, squaring those shoulder pads. Picked up a few yards there. It'd be 3rd down, about 4.
3rd and 4 is how they mark it. Van Gastel under center. And Henley's going to call a timeout.
Henley.
Defense saw something they didn't like. That I think you can hear Alex Stork in the box behind us. Wasn't seemed to have some reservations about the way Henley was lining up.
This is a big down. With third down and about 4. Have a chance to stop this drive. If you're Mazama, you want to pick up the first down and try to narrow that gap after Henley's 14-point first quarter. So
what do we have here? Looks like a race on the track going on between the Henley Hornet and the Mazama Viking. Hornet dusted him. That's the first time I've seen Henley's Hornet mascot. Is that new?
Just bring it out for special occasions like this one. It's also
I know Mazama's Viking mascot is new this year.
It's also warm in that thing. That's probably why they're wearing it.
3rd and 4 for Mazama. And it looks like the Vikings jumped offside. Or false start, I should say.
The entire Henley defense called that one. I think they saw it before the officials. And that will move Mazama back 5 yards.
I'll make it 3rd and 9. A lot tougher here for the Vikings. Van Gastel under center. He'll hand it to Justice. No, he'll keep it himself. And they stack him up, I think about 3 or 4 yards short of the marker.
It's a pretty good game, but just not enough in that situation. It'll bring up a 4th down, and Mazama has a decision to make. Looks like they'll go for it. They're on the Henley side of the field. It's worth a shot.
4th and 5 for the Vikings. Van Gastel under center. Now he stands up. Back under center. Van Gastel keeps it. Pitches to Hunt. Hunt brought down by Montag.
Bryson Montag gets the ball back for Henley. Good play on the outside. It was kind of a one-on-one out there. He had to make that play on his own, and he did the job, giving Henley the football.
So with 9:42 left in the first half and a 14-0 lead, Henley takes over on downs at about their own 35. Right on their own 35 is where it'll be spotted.
Henley's been so good defensively this year. They gave up a little bit of yardage early on, but they make good adjustments. They always seem to come through. They make the right moves and really had a good season defensively.
Janney, now a pitch to Carpenter. Carpenter slides away from some defenders, and that'll be a gain of a couple. With the passing options limited, Henley is getting creative here.
Yeah, I like that. Coach Pesci putting Carpenter in the backfield. Last week, Marshfield kind of had eyes on Mark and didn't let him catch a lot of passes, so they used him as a runner.
He actually had 0 receptions against Marshfield, but scored a 19-yard touchdown on a jet sweep.
And that's what you want to do, get your good offensive player the football.
2nd and 8, Janney to run. Janney looking for room, slips a tackle in the backfield, turns up, he's got the first down.
He was faced with a defender in the backfield that time. He's such a confident runner. Didn't really panic, just kind of put a stiff arm out there, made a move to the outside, and ended up with a big gain, enough for a first down.
Joe Janney this week got an invite to the National Combine at this year's U.S. Army Bowl. And that's a big deal for 9th through 11th graders. It's down in Frisco, Texas. Good chance to show his skills on a national stage. Another pitch to Carpenter, and this time Carpenter's wrapped up well behind the line of scrimmage. Play's still going. They finally blow the whistle.
Yeah, Mazama was in good position to defend that one. They were right there. And that's another tackle for loss and a long second down coming up here for Henley.
2nd and 14.
Eight minutes and 20 seconds left to play here in the first half. Henley kind of taking their time on this drive.
They'll hand it off. Trapper Kundal plunges up the middle, breaks through. Kundal still going. He'll have the first down and more. Kundal into the secondary. They finally force him out at the Mazama 30.
Another great run. A lot of big plays here for Henley. Trapper has good vision that time. That play looked like it was going to go outside, but he made a good cut back to the inside. He saw a lane, and he took it diagonally clear across the field. Huge gain for Henley.
Kundal lines up alongside Janney again. Low snap. Janney will take off with it. Janney up the middle. Holds on through a hit, and that'll be a gain of, looks like about 6.
Yeah, Janney kind of mishandled that one, but didn't worry about it. Just picked it up cleanly. Made a good run. Got about half of what he needed there for the first down.
Carpenter alone on the right side. Janney running right. He will have the first down.
That was a good effort just to get outside and pick up the first down. That's what you need here. As Henley approaches the red zone. Leading by 14.
7:05 clock running here in the first half. Ball on about the Mazama 22. Another handoff. This time it's Jeremiah Brunick looking for room on the left side, but he'll be dragged down for a loss.
Connor McCool out there for Mazama. Good tackle. And that'll back Henley up just a couple of yards, make it in 2nd and long. We've had a lot of tackles for loss here tonight. It's one of those things, if you get your momentum going the right way in this mud and water, you can pick up a few yards, but if you can't get that momentum, your odds are pretty good you're going to be going backwards, and that's happened a lot for both teams tonight.
2nd and 14 for Henley. Kundal back in at running back. Takes the handoff. Tries to break a tackle up the middle, but they ride him down just past the original line of scrimmage. Right at the line, so it'll be 3rd and 10.
It'll be 3rd and 10, and we'll see if Henley throws the football. They tried it last time they had this situation.
Mark Carpenter alone on the left side. Designed run for Janney. He goes up the middle and is dragged down. Ooh, that's going to be close.
I like that decision. Good decision there. Run an inside run with your quarterback. And you know you have 2 tries, so on 4th down, get yourself a 4th and short situation. Go ahead and go for it.
Jack Kafring with the solo tackle there. And that'll make it 4th and 1. Kundal alongside Janney, and Mazama jumps. Janney got him on the hard count.
Yeah, well played by Henley. Just what you want to do on 3rd down, get close to the stick, and then draw the other team off sides. And that gets you a first down inside the 10.
And that's going to make it 1st and goal from about the 8-yard line. 4:57 and counting here in the first half. Janney, designed run, looks for space up the middle, dragging a defender to the goal line, and he's just short.
He did a great job weaving through traffic. He almost scored. He's so good at finding that end zone. He's just a little short. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Kundal in the backfield. Janney will run it in himself and get there. Touchdown, Henley.
That was a great drive. Henley did everything just about right on that drive. Getting another touchdown, their 3rd here in the first half. And breaking out to a big lead.
4:22 remaining here in the second quarter. Max Tobiasen on for the PAT, trying to make it 21-0 Henley. And that one's kicked right into the line. It's not just tough to throw waterlogged footballs, it's tough to kick them too.
Yeah. He did a nice job putting those first 2 through, but that one fell short. So Henley with a 20-point lead. 4:22 left to play here in the first half. If you're Henley, you've got to be very pleased with the way things have gone here. You just don't know how games like this will go. Rivalries, important game for seeding and for league championship. The weather comes on in, and just a good start for Henley. Things really going their way tonight.
If you're Mazama, you just got to dig deep right now and try to go into the second half with some momentum. You have to wonder if some of those guys that remember last year's game, which ended up being a running clock win for Henley. Absolute stunner at Vikings Stadium to break their 9-year league championship streak.
For Hornets.
Ball goes through the hands of the returner. He has to race back and get it. And I don't think he's going to get past the 10.
That's just the right kind of kick in this weather. Just a hard line drive. Takes a bounce, and it's really hard to handle anyway. You put all that moisture on the football, and that's a good break for Henley. Mazama will start deep in their own territory.
Well, he does get past the 10, but they'll spot it about the 14. The lines are starting to disappear too, so. Handoff. Still going is Justice. Finally, they drag him down. Ends up only being a gain of 1.
Nolan Sieben once again. He's really finding the football well tonight. He's in there on almost every play. And that'll be 2nd down and long now for Mazama. Clock running. That's one thing about when you run the football like this. That clock continues to run. It makes it a short half.
2nd and 8. Van Gastel pitches it out left. And I don't think they even had to hit him. He just went down. I think that might have been Justice again on the carry.
Yeah, Henley was ready for that. Jason Kern out there. And he was right there. As soon as that ball was delivered, he was there for the tackle. It'll be 3rd down.
And Justice's jersey is absolutely filthy now, and it's not even halftime. 3rd and 10, inside 3 minutes. Drop snap. Ball's loose. Who's got it?
Fumble on the play. Recovered by
It's Henley ball.
That was Nolan Sieben. Do I even have to say that it was Nolan Sieben? That was Nolan again who forced the fumble. Good hard hit. Knocked the football loose, and Henley, they've got a chance to score again.
Senior defensive lineman showing out on his night. It'll be 1st and goal Henley from the 6.
I couldn't tell who fell on the football. It may have been Carlos Alvarez. I couldn't see. It was definitely Sieben on the initial hit.
.249 left in the first half. Janney, low snap, takes off with it. Up the middle and in for the touchdown. Third rushing touchdown of the night for Joe Janney.
Just one play to score. And Henley's running away with this one. We're still in the first half.
It's now up to 11 rushing touchdowns on the season. And we've got a timeout called by the Hornets. I believe they're going to go for 2 here, so probably drawing something up. Trying to make it an even 28-0.
Try to get a 4-score lead. You have that luxury. Henley's really controlled the game. Since that first few minutes, Mazama was able to move the football the first few minutes, and then Henley, it's been all Henley since then. Forcing some turnovers, making some good special teams play. The offense with a nice long drive on that last touchdown. So Henley showing us why they are number 4 in the state. Playing very well.
So out they come for the 2-point attempt. Janney with Kundal alongside him. And Henley's got too many men on the field.
They're counting right now, and yes, there are 12. Can't do that. So they'll have to try this from a little bit further back. We'll see if they still decide to go for 2. I'm guessing they will.
Knock him back to about the 9, or should be the 8. So now Jason Kern in the backfield with Janney. Carpenter alone on the right side. Janney back to throw with time. Has to escape the pressure now. Rolling left, throwing, missing the mark. Literally, Mark Carpenter was the intended target. So it'll remain 26-0 Henley, 2:43 to go here in the first half.
Janney did a good job buying time on that play. Was able to make an attempt, but just couldn't get the ball to that receiver, dragging the back of the end zone there. So Henley will take a 26-point lead into this kickoff. Mazama just trying to find some offense. The rain has let up considerably. It may have even stopped. So
I only see a bit of a mist out there
yeah,
now.
so you may want to try to throw the football.
It's not hitting our tent anymore.
Right.
Although we've accumulated quite a bit of water on the canopy.
Yeah, if you're Mazama now, you may want to be aggressive and just take your chances. You still have 2 minutes and 43 seconds left in the second quarter.
Another low kick. This one's going to bounce. Fumbled, then returned. Oh my goodness, what a hit. Bryson Montag.
He was on a full sprint to the football, and he found it. Big tackle.
Jaden Wells able to get right back up.
Yeah, and hang on to the football. That's a good play by Wells just to keep the ball.
.237 left in the first half. Mazama takes over all right on their own 20 just about. And Justice gets the ball and is brought down in the backfield.
Yeah, Kearns had that figured out now on that far side. He's there for the pitch or the outside run every time, and he makes another good tackle. Another tackle for loss.
That'll make it 2nd and 12. Jason Kern came into this game with a team-high 13 tackles for a loss this season. Really stepped into an increased leadership role on this defense as the only returning starter at linebacker. Ball's down, and I think Van Gastel may have just had to dive on it. We got a flag coming in after the play.
Yeah, something happened on that tackle there. It was just after the play ended.
Looks like a personal foul on Henley after the play was over. So that bails out Mazama and is going to set the Vikings up at the 30-yard line.
That's one of those things you can control. You don't want to get those kind of penalties at any time. So good break for Mazama. Move the ball up the field a little bit. They've still got just under 2 minutes to try to score here.
It's not actually going to be, it's not an automatic first down. Isn't it an automatic first down? They mark it 3rd and 1. Third and 1. Van Gastel under center. He'll take it himself. And he will get the first down.
That's one thing they've done tonight. They're very good at picking up short yardage. 1 or 2 yards. They get enough push from that offensive line, they can get the yardage to move the sticks, and that's what they did right there. Clock continues to run, though.
Yeah, it showed up last week. Mazama, Van Gastel had 30 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns on 15 attempts. Really good in those short yardage situations. 1st and 10 now. And we got a whistle and a flag before the snap. Illegal procedure called against the Vikings. So that'll make it a 1st and 15 with 1:15 left in the first half.
Yeah, valuable time just ticking off that clock here.
Under a minute. Handoff to
Hunt carries. Stop by.
looks like it's Hunt, the ball carrier. And he's only going to gain a yard.
Mazama just having a lot of trouble moving the football. Can't really find what will work against this defense.
Second and 14. Under 20 seconds to go. This may be the final snap. It's a handoff to Justice. Justice unable to get back close to the original line of scrimmage.
Justice, the ball carrier.
And that is how we will end the first half. Henley 26, Mazama nothing. It has been all Hornets so far. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrick. We'll take a break and recap that first half for you in our halftime show when we come back. You're watching Southside Series football on mybasin.com and 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Wait, all I do is wait. So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Not corporate. At Clown Falls Subaru, we built our business on that simple promise. Well, that and some of the best people you're ever going to meet. Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager at Clown Falls Subaru. Our 62 employees make it easy for us to live up to our comfortable, not corporate philosophy. Friendly faces, easy answers, straight talk, fairness, and exceptional service. These are the things you expect. These are the things that all of our people deliver. Our management team, sales pros, certified service and body shop techs, lot attendants, and detail experts are all 100% focused on you. Local people putting their friends and neighbors first. At Clown Falls Subaru, that's the only way we do business. It's comfortable, not corporate. Our team members also spend hundreds of hours each year supporting local charities and events through the Subaru Love Promise. That's the kind of people they are. We're very proud of them. They're your friends, they're your neighbors, they're glad to know you, and they want you to be glad to know them too. I'm Rob, and this is what makes us comfortable.
Henley 26, Mazama nothing here at halftime in this top 10 sideline Southside Series matchup. As these teams contest the 4A Special District 4 Championship. Hornets well on their way to winning that title for the second year in a row. This would be the first time they've won back-to-back titles since 1994 and 1995. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrick, who has our first half scoring.
First half scoring for the Hornets started off with Mark Carpenter with an 85-yard punt return for a touchdown. That was at 8 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Henley took a lead 7-0. Then Joe Janney had a big play, 38-yard touchdown run with 5:22 left to play in the first, extending Henley's lead to 14-0. And then Joe Janney with a 1-yard touchdown run. He adds another touchdown with 4:22 left to play in the first quarter. then a 4-yard run just before halftime. And that's where we are now with Henley leading 26-0.
Lot at stake in this game, as we discussed beforehand. But for those of you who may have tuned in late, here we'll show you the league standings again. Henley and Mazama, of course, tied at the top, both 4-0. Hornets currently ranked number 4 in 4A, according to the OSAA computer rankings. This win tonight should place them safely into a top 4 seed, perhaps maybe even bump them up to 3. The OSAA computer rankings are rarely predictable and often very strange, but we'll see what happens there. Either way, it should be a guaranteed 2 home playoff games for the Hornets. They will host the first round and the quarterfinals. Semifinals and state championship game are both at neutral sites. Mazama, meanwhile, looking like they will have to go on the road in the first round unless they can stage some kind of miraculous comeback here. Vikings offense has just struggled without Chris Baldwin.
Yeah, missing Chris Baldwin's a big problem for Mazama tonight. Really difficult to play without him, and then you just don't get to have the variety in your playbook in a game like this. You kind of have to keep the ball on the ground. You have to throw the ball just with short passes because of the weather. So between all of those things and the fact that Henley's just playing great, it's been a tough night for Mazama so far.
Reason Mazama's going to have to go on the road is it is a 16-team bracket. Mazama currently holding the number 8 spot, but OSAA rules dictate that all league champions are guaranteed a top 8 seed, regardless of their actual ranking, as long as they're at least in the top 16. So Mazama ranked number 8, but in Special District 2, number 13 Estacada and number 17 Malala are playing for that league title tonight. So likely the winner would slide into that number 8 spot, because you have to imagine a Malala win would get them to 16. But again, it's so hard to tell what the OSAA computer rankings are going to do on any given week. Perfect example, last week down in the 1A 8-player classification, you had number 2 Cross Point Christian versus number 3 North Douglas. North Douglas won, but the rankings didn't change. Cross Point Christian is still number 2. North Douglas is still number 3. I have no idea how to explain that one. I'm not even sure if a lot of people at the OSAA could explain that one.
Yeah, I'm not real sharp on the formula and the math that is included in those rankings. But yeah, there's a definite formula, and that some odd things happen sometimes. So I think a couple other teams in our league are also on the verge. I know Hidden Valley and North Bend, they're at the bottom of that 16-team bracket, so they may or may not get in. We had another team almost get in last year, I know. So this league is playing for definite playoff spots tonight. I think if you're Henley,
Hidden Valley has clinched that playoff spot because in 4A you've got the top 2 teams in each top 3 teams in each district make it to the postseason, and then you get one at-large team because there's 5 special districts.
Okay.
So yeah, top 3 Hidden Valley. So I think by virtue of their wins over North Bend and Marshfield, if I'm not mistaken, should be on their way to the postseason.
So they'll be there as well. Okay, that's what I thought. Our league's going to feature a few teams in the playoffs next week. That's good. So Henley, of course, you just want to get in the playoffs and give yourself a chance. But if Henley had their way, if they could bump up to 3, Matt, I think that would really help them out the most. Nobody wants any piece of Marist. I think Marist is the team that nobody wants to play now.
Even though Henley did beat Marist Catholic back in week 2.
Yeah, they beat them early, but
19-16 in Eugene. Big win for the Hornets.
That was a huge win, and Marist is playing very well right now too. So, if you want to play them, which I think we do, it'd be fun to see them again. But you want to play them at the end. You want to play them in a state title game. So if Henley could find their way to 2 or 3, that would be best for them. But they're not picky.
It would definitely create a very favorable matchup if Henley was able to land on the same side of the bracket as Cascade. Cascade is currently number 2, but they lost their superstar running back, Bryce Kinsey, leading rusher in 4A, to an ACL injury. He's out. He's done for the season. They've also had some other injuries, too, of indeterminate length, how long those guys are going to be out for. They were missing 6 of their key contributors in their game against Marist Catholic last week, ended up losing 47-0.
Right. So, coaches will tell you you just have to play well and win no matter who's in front of you, but that would be a good advantage. You could find your way up to 3 going into the playoffs. That'd be a good seed.
Either way, getting to host in both of the first 2 rounds is crucial. I mean, Klamath Falls is a tough place to come play as a visitor.
Yeah, there's a definite home field advantage here. You got to come over a mountain range or 2 to get here. It's usually cold, and like tonight, just all kinds of crazy weather and a long bus trip. So, yeah, 2 home games. That's the way you want to do it. That was Henley's path last year, and that worked out well for the Hornets.
We'll take another break. When we come back, give you a look at some other results from around the basin and maybe get into the history, a little bit more into the history of the Southside Series. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrick. This is Henley versus Mazama on mybasin.com and 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, deep breaths and watch your speed. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So third here.
During the Les Schwab Founders Celebration Sale, save up to $150 instantly on select sets of 4 tires. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been away forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place home. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between. We keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Just a few minutes left in halftime here at Henley as the number 4 Hornets hold a 26-0 lead over Mazama here in the regular season finale and league championship decider. Mazama playing without their superstar running back Christopher Baldwin. Just under 1,200 rushing yards and 12 touchdowns through 7 games. He had to miss one game earlier this season. That was Mazama's 35-7 loss to Bend. It's hard when your ground game is more or less built around one guy.
Yeah, that's a tough adjustment to make, and they'll have to figure some things out as they go to the postseason. Mazama's had a great year. And their season will not end tonight. They have a playoff game coming up, and they'll make some adjustments and dig into that roster and find some people that will help them out next week. I really want to mention Nolan Sieben just played great first half.
Outstanding.
Outstanding first half. He was everywhere defensively, and at the end of the half, he did go in to the trainer's tent. He's probably tired making all those plays, but he looks fine here at halftime. He's out there warming up, so that's a good sign for Henley. But he really played very well. A lot of tackles for loss and forced a turnover. Just a really good first half for Nolan.
A couple other scores from around the basin. Lost River in a big matchup with the defending 2A state champion Lowell. I think you had that score, Kevin.
Yeah, they're at halftime at Lost River, and Lost River, the big lead. They lead 36-7 over Lowell, and that'll get them second place in their league if they can hang on. And they'll also make the playoffs next week.
Yeah, automatic playoff spot. In 2A, they have 6 special districts, so the top 2 in each district get guaranteed bids, and then 4 at-large qualifiers based on the rankings for a to form a 16-team bracket. Lost River would have had to sweat a little bit, or they would have to sweat a little bit if they were to lose this game because they are currently ranked number 12, and there are a few bid thieves out there in some of the other districts.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, Dennis Dunley runs a fantastic program over at Lost River, and that is not a team you want to see in the postseason. That's going to be a tough matchup for somebody in the first round.
Yeah, they have a lot of experience. They've done a lot of winning down there. So it'll be a fun week next week. This is the fun time of year. All the games are meaningful. They're all important. They all have consequences. Really a fun time for football here in the Basin. And we have a lot of teams that'll be in the postseason around town, so it'll be fun.
Little history lesson as we get ready for kickoff. This is the 33rd meeting between Henley and Mazama. That series started the first year of Mazama's existence in 1979. Henley leads 17-15 in the all-time series and snapped a 6-game losing streak with their big win last year at Vikings Stadium. 14-7, Henley led at the halftime, ended up winning 42-14. Outscored the Vikings 21-0 in the third quarter. Does Henley have another big third quarter in them here? They will start with the ball after the return by Janney. Janney with room close to midfield, and I think they might mark him right at the 50.
That was a great return. Janney's such a good runner. Go ahead and put him back there on those special team kicks. And he'll do a good job, as he did right there. Brought the ball clear back to midfield, where Henley will start the second half.
mentioned he got an invite to the National Combine at the U.S. Army Bowl. I think that's going to be big for him. National event, chance to really get on the map from a recruiting standpoint. This is a guy that, to me, fits the mold of a Division I player. Hands off to Trapper Kundal. Kundal chopped down short of the line to gain, but it'll be second and short for the Hornets.
Trapper really able to accelerate through the line of scrimmage there. Picked up a nice gain on first down.
I'll call it 2nd and 2. Pretty long 2, judging by the down and distance marker. Another handoff. Kundal will have the first down.
Good way to start the third quarter.
Gets Henley to the Mazama 40.
Couple of strong runs and a first down.
Rain still coming down here at Henley, although not quite as hard as it was in the first half. It's a bit more of a mist now, it seems like. Still, the field is soaked and the football is soaked, but that's no problem for Joe Janney as he breaks off his 4th touchdown run of the night. 32-0. 10:47 to go in the third quarter. Sorry, Kevin.
Such a strong runner. Just terrific. As good as he is at passing the football, he's every bit as good as a runner. And you just can't give him any room because he will turn on the jets and then he's gone. That's his 4th touchdown of the day.
And I think Henley's going to go for 2 here. Well, they're still 3 points away from a running clock. But you're at the point in the season you might as well practice some 2-point plays. You may need them in the playoffs, and this one's going to be a bust.
Nowhere to go on that one. Mazama defended it well. And yeah, at this point, it'll be a little bit of an incentive to get off the field here, get one more score and get a running clock. I know Henley is thinking about that.
32-0 Henley. We'll be right back. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrick on mybasin.com and 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
32-0 lead for Henley with 10:47 to go in the third quarter after Joe Janney's 4th rushing touchdown of the night. Tobiasen with another low kick. This one slips out of the hands of the returner, picked up and brought back from the 5. They can't take him down. Now they get to him. No, he breaks free. Across the 20-yard line goes Jaden Wells.
He started in the near corner and ended up on the far side. He ran a long way clear across the field. Ends up at about the 30-yard line. Noah Osterland with the tackle for Henley.
So maybe a chance for Mazama to get some kind of momentum going here. Brody Van Gastel back in the shotgun. Runs left. He's got space, and he'll have the first down. Forced out by Bryson Montag around the 45.
Yeah, he had room that time on the outside. Henley has been good most of the evening stopping that play, but he picked up quite a bit there, and that'll be enough for a first down. Bryson Montag over there to bump him out of bounds.
Van Gastel, another run, and this time they get him immediately. Guess who?
Nolan Sieben again. Good wrap, good tackle. He's always been a sure-handed tackler. Doesn't miss many. He was in there on that one.
Second and 8 for the Vikings. Ball spotted right on the 50. Low snap, Van Gastel back to throw. It pops out of his hands. Does Henley have it? Referees getting to the bottom of the pile. Still waiting on the signal.
It's like Mazama.
Now they'll say Mazama ball.
Yeah. That was a close call. I thought it might have been an incomplete pass. He was moving his arm forward like he was trying to throw the football. It just slipped right out. And for whatever reason, Henley's had a much better night hanging on to the football than Mazama. They really struggled. Mishandled a lot of snaps, fumbled a couple of times, and then have not been able to handle kickoffs. So slippery ball causing trouble out there for Mazama. But they will retain possession here.
Something to keep in mind, the Vikings do play on turf. So they're not necessarily used to a muddy field.
Right.
3rd and 13, Van Gastel runs left. And Jason Kern and a couple other Hornets are in there right away. That's going to be 4th and 10.
Yeah, Jason Kern's been really strong on that defensive right side. He's really been able to find the football out there and make a lot of tackles. And now Mazama's looking at a 4th down. Mazama not showing a lot of urgency as far as time. They're taking their time on this drive, using most of the play clock, despite being down by 32.
Van Gastel in the shotgun. And I think Mazama tried to run a fake there, and they lost the ball. It's a turnover on downs.
Jance Kale came up with it. It was a loose ball. It was also 4th down, so Henley was going to get the football either way. But Jance gets himself a little fumble recovery, and Henley will get the football back. Hornets leading by 32 with 8:22 left to play in the 3rd quarter. And
they can get the running clock here on this drive. I'm sure they would like to do that. Help this game end faster and get out of the rain sooner. Janney hands it off. Kundal finding space on the left side. Kundal cutting back upfield, and they drag him down at about the Mazama 30.
Kundal becoming a very good runner. I really think he's improved since we first saw him last year even. He's really improved on his vision. He sees the lanes that are open, and then his ability to accelerate has been just terrific tonight. Really gets that speed built up in a hurry, breaks through the line, and gets big gain.
1st and 10. This time they hand it to Kern, and Kern is up the middle for a short gain.
I'm sure we'll see Henley work the clock and the running game.
2nd and 10. 7.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Handoff to Brunick. Brunick breaks up the middle for a moment. He had green grass ahead of him, but Mazama caught up to him. This might move the chains, though.
It's a good run from Brunick as well. These Hornet backs.
He'll be a couple yards short. Inside the 20, though, 3rd and 2.
These Hornet backs really moving their feet tonight. Driving through tackles. Jason Kern also. Good runner.
Third and 2. Kundal takes the handoff, and he will have the first down.
Good third down carry. Henley gets a new set of downs inside the red zone.
First down, Hornets.
Six and a half minutes on the clock. Kundal in the backfield with Janney. Mark Carpenter all alone on the left side. It's a handoff to Kundal. He's got room, and he's in for the touchdown. And that will send us to a running clock. It is 38-0 here in the third quarter.
It's a great drive offensively for Henley and for Kundal in particular. Got some nice runs there. His offensive line doing a good job. And he gets out in space and he scores the touchdown.
I have to wonder if even some of the Mazama fans may be glad to hasten along the end of this one. Janney dropped back to throw and will now take it in himself for the 2-point conversion. $40-0 Henley. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrick. This is Southside Series football on mybasin.com and 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
A 40-0 lead for Henley sends us to a running clock with 5:41 to go in the third quarter. Tobiason's kick is low. Again, fumbled. This time he's just going to have to dive on it. It's been a rough night back there for Jaden Wells.
Yeah, Mazama just not able to hang on to the football. The conditions are awful and making it difficult, but they've just had no luck. And they'll have to start deep in their own territory once again.
Henley now putting in their backup defense. That's been standard procedure for them this season. Once they get to a running clock, this will actually be the third game in a row that they get to the running clock.
Yeah, Henley's trajectory has been great this season. Really improved every week. They're right where they want to be going into the playoffs.
And once you hit that 35-point margin, the running clock will remain in effect, even if it gets back down below that. So no need to worry about Mazama scoring on the Henley backups. Under 4.5 minutes to go. 2nd and 8 for Mazama. Looks like Van Gastel still in at quarterback for Mazama. Jaden Justice with the carry there. He is dragged down out of bounds. And I think they may have slid on the mud there on the sideline. Him and Max Tobiasen.
That was Tobiasen with a tackle. Yeah, Mazama now, they're just going to want to prepare for next week. I think they're at the point here in this game. They're going to want to try to execute and just do things right, work on their game.
Henley takes a timeout. We'll take one too. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrick. It's Southside Series football on mybasin.com and 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, deep breaths and watch your speed. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
During the Les Schwab Founders Celebration Sale, save up to $150 instantly on select sets of 4 tires. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Henley burning a timeout despite the running clock being in effect. But Matt Green and company wanting to take an opportunity to coach up the backups.
Yeah, you want to get your personnel right, give them some good reps.
These are some of the guys that are going to be big contributors next year as Van Gastel loses the football, has to dive on it. It's going to be a big loss.
Just been a rough night hanging on to that thing. And the rain's picked up again. It's just getting worse. It's been a while since we've had rain like this here in the basin where it's just consistently raining this hard.
I remember last season it was the Hidden Valley game. It was homecoming.
Yeah, it was. This is similar to that, yeah.
Downpour much like this one.
Yeah.
Justice goes left. He's got plenty of room. They're going to force him out at the 35.
Easton Connor in the game for Henley. He makes the tackle over there after a big run.
Not only is this a great chance for some of the younger guys to get some reps, it's a good chance for some of the reserve seniors to get some action here on senior night. Easton Connor being one of those. Noah Osterland, another one. So Mazama 1st and 10 on the Henley 40. Justice, left side, breaks a tackle, still going. He'll have the first down, and they bottle him up just inside the 30.
Mazama able to move the football quite efficiently here. That just shows you how good Henley's defense is. Their starting defense has been really good this year. And they're going to be a key factor if they're going to make a playoff run.
And the starting defense had only allowed 2 touchdowns in each of Henley's past 4 games. They allowed 0 tonight.
Yeah, they played very, very well.
And off around the left side and brought down around the 10. That's Brody Mahone getting the carry for Mazama. He was the one who filled in for Chris Baldwin at running back in the game against Bend when he was out. Ended up with 10 carries for 45 yards. Under a minute to go here in the third quarter. Van Gastel runs left, has a block. They tackle him just around the 5-yard line. And that may be the final snap of the third quarter.
They may get one more play off here. Leave second down.
10 seconds. Have to go fairly quickly here. 5 seconds. Mahone in motion. They get the snap off. Van Gastel runs to the left, and he is in for the touchdown as the horn sounds to end the third quarter. So Mazama on the board. That makes it 40-6. PAT pending.
Have an update from Lost River. Lost River scores again, and they now lead Lowell 44-7.
Lowell had the number 8 ranking in the 2A classification coming into this game. Not only that, we're the defending state champions.
That's what I thought. Yeah, they were very good last year.
Van Gastel runs in the 2-point conversion. So that'll make it 40-8 as we head to the fourth quarter. Henley, 12 minutes. Only probably around 12 minutes of real time, too, with the running clock away from securing back-to-back league championships. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrick. This is Southside Series football on mybasin.com and 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Start of the fourth quarter, Brody Van Gastel gets Mazama on the board against Henley's backup defense. About a 5-yard touchdown run.
A lot of clean jerseys out there now for Henley. Kids getting some varsity time here on senior night. 12 minutes left to play.
That's big for this program.
It's always important.
Look back to last year. That's where we saw guys like Jason Kern, Trapper Kundal, getting some reps in garbage time. Henley blew out a lot of teams last season, so those guys got plenty of reps. Nice return here. There goes Jaden Pena. He's going to get close to midfield.
He mishandled that kick as well at first. That ball's hard to hang on to, but he was able to turn that into a super run back. Gets that ball well over midfield into Mazama territory. Well done, Jaden. Coach Pashy sends the group out.
Henry Four, the sophomore, in at quarterback. Stephen Cassidy, the junior, in at running back. And now we have an official timeout.
I'm not sure what they're discussing, but moving the ball to a different hash mark. That's all.
Hand off to Cassidy. Cassidy goes right up the middle and picks up a couple.
This field was very green when we started, and and most of it's turned brown. A lot of mud, a lot of puddles, and that could affect where Henley plays next week. We'll talk about that later, but
yeah, they last year in the state quarterfinal, they decided to play on the turf at Mazama.
Given the weather, that could happen again, but we don't know that yet.
With Mazama going on the road, that will likely open up Vikings Stadium. 2nd and 9. 4 will run with it. And 4 will get to about the line of scrimmage, and a flag comes in late.
I think 4 was already out of bounds before he took another hit there. And they will call that.
So that'll advance Henley well into Mazama territory.
And they'll add 15 for the personal foul.
So that'll set Henley up on the Vikings 30.
This group moving the ball well. They got a good kickoff return. Couple of runs, then a penalty here. And they're heading toward the end zone. 4, on that last play, quarterback 4, he found a big mud puddle. He's just all mud right now.
Yeah, I can see that big mud puddle on the sideline right where he landed. 4 hands it off, and immediately taken down in the backfield is Jaden Pena. Going to be a loss of 4.
We're approaching 9 minutes to play here in the game. We are in the 4th quarter.
Running clock in effect. Hornets backups in on offense and defense. Henley taking their time, draining the clock. Now 4 will run. Tries to go outside, lowers his shoulder, and will pick up a few.
Henry 4 on a keeper.
It's quite a season for Henley. Really should be proud of this group. Started off with some really tough games early.
Absolutely.
Got better every week. And that's what hard work gets you. They're right where they want to be here going into the postseason. Top 4 ranking at least.
Third and 12. Hand off to Cassidy, and that'll go for no gain.
Stephen Cassidy carries.
Henley going to go for it. Another rep for the backup offense.
Fourth and 12.
Handoff. Cassidy loses the ball, and Mazama's going to recover.
It's a good play from Logan Harrington. He stripped the ball loose for Mazama.
Fumble recovered by Cade Owen.
And Mazama will get the football back here.
Harrington, a starter on the D-line. And Mazama's game at Hidden Valley back in week 6. He had 2 fumble recoveries, including one in the end zone for a touchdown. Jaden Justice gets the handoff on first down.
Just a short gain there on first down. Good
Brian Vaughn with the tackle, junior.
Good work from that Henley line, that defensive line.
Second and 9 for Mazama. Running clock still going. 5:45 left in this game. Van Gastel runs to the left and steps out of bounds.
He picked up, it's like he picked up 4 or 5 on that, and that'll leave Mazama with a third down. Short. They'll try to add another score. Their skill players are still in the ball game here.
Third and 3. Van Gastel up the middle, and he'll have the first down. That's what most teams have been doing when Henley's put the running clock on. They've kept their starters in, even as the Hornets.
Yeah.
Henley does have a bit more depth than most teams.
First down, Vikings.
Yeah, teams tend to keep those players in there. I don't know if I would, given the conditions. You don't want to get anybody injured for a playoff run, but then again, you want to keep your players in the game to get some work.
Hand off to Justice. Justice tripped up at the 45.
Justice carries. Tripped up by Robert Clark.
This is not the game we were expecting, Matt. Thought it'd be a lot tighter game. Henley has been prone to kind of some slow starts recently. They played very well, but they tend to start slow. Not tonight. They came out on fire. What a big lead.
Yeah, I mean, this was a top 10 matchup, but at least I had a feeling when the news broke of Chris Baldwin's injury that really tipped the scales in favor of Henley.
Right. Certainly changed things a little bit.
Tackled by Henry Ford.
We don't know exactly how long he's going to be out for, but you'd really hope that he's able to come back for next week's playoff game. Such a great running back. I mean, Matt Green, I spoke to Matt Green on Wednesday, and he said Baldwin was the best running back they were going to face in the regular season.
Yeah.
They faced some good running backs.
Yeah. He's very good.
Two and a half minutes to go. High snap. Van Gastel picks it up, tries to run with it. Got some room on the right side, breaks the tackle. Finally, they get him behind the line.
And Brian Vaughn finally makes a tackle. Henley had a couple chances there.
Van Gastel on a keeper.
And now we're under 2 minutes left in the game. It's a big win for the Hornets.
Absolutely. Secures them a top 4 seed, and they will host 2 playoff games. We'll see how the computer rankings are affected. Another bad snap. Mazama dives on it. I think that was Logan Harrington. Lined up in the backfield. Listed as a tight end. Just over a minute to go. Probably only 1 or 2 snaps left in this thing. Almost fumbled. Harrington runs with it and gets tackled out around the 45-yard line.
Yeah, this is a fun weekend coming up. This is when you find out where the computer ends up, all the numbers land, you find out who you play and where. And it's always a fun time to see those playoff brackets. We should know all that stuff by Sunday night, Monday morning at the latest.
"20 seconds to go, and it looks like this is going to be the final snap, if there is one. Van Gastel runs right, goes out, and that'll do it. For the first time since 1994 and 1995, Henley wins back-to-back league championships.
Congratulations to the Henley Hornets. You are
40-8
the Special District
over
4
Mazama.
championship team.
Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrick. We will break this game down for you in our post-game show after this break. You're listening to the Southside Series on 104.3 and 960 Sports and watching on mybasin.com.
Wait, all I do is wait. So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and little league teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Not corporate. At Clown Falls Subaru, we built our business on that simple promise. Well, that and some of the best people you're ever going to meet. Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager at Clown Falls Subaru. Our 62 employees make it easy for us to live up to our comfortable, not corporate philosophy. Friendly faces, easy answers, straight talk, fairness, and exceptional service. These are the things you expect. These are the things that all of our people deliver. Our management team, sales pros, certified service and body shop techs, lot attendants, and detail experts are all 100% focused on you. Local people putting their friends and neighbors first. At Clown Falls Subaru, that's the only way we do business. It's comfortable, not corporate. Our team members also spend hundreds of hours each year supporting local charities and events through the Subaru Love Promise. That's the kind of people they are. We're very proud of them. They're your friends, they're your neighbors, they're glad to know you, and they want you to be glad to know them too. I'm Rob, and this is what makes us comfortable.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, deep breaths and watch your speed. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
During the Les Schwab Founders Celebration Sale, save up to $150 instantly on select sets of 4 tires. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been away forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place home. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Henley 40, Mazama 8. Your final here at Hill O'Brien Field as the Hornets clinch back-to-back league titles. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrick. We're going to keep this post-game show pretty tight because it is very cold, and we would like to go warm up. So, Kevin, real quick, you want to run through the scoring?
Yes. Let me see if I can find my notes here. Didn't blow away. The scoring started off, if you remember way back when, Mark Carpenter had an 85-yard punt return for a touchdown early in the first quarter. And then Joe Janney, 4 consecutive touchdown runs, 38-yard run in the first quarter. In the second quarter, he added a 1-yard touchdown run and a 4-yard touchdown run. Then he had a 40-yard touchdown run in the third quarter, and that made the score 32-0. Henley was in control from the get-go tonight. Trapper Kundal adds a rushing touchdown, a 14-yard TD with 5:55 left to play in the third quarter. And that got the game to a running clock. Mazama added a late score, and that's how we ended the game, 40-8.
Yeah, Mazama was really only able to put one strong drive together against Henley's starting defense, and that was their very first possession.
Right, yeah, Henley made some nice adjustments and really didn't have any trouble the rest of the game. You know, the elements were so bad tonight that it just took all the game plan out for both teams. What were there, maybe, 4 or 5 passes? At the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was all just, you really had no option. You had to just run the football, and Henley did the best job of hanging on to the football, first of all, and then just dominating the line, getting good line play and getting some good performances from their running backs. And they were able to run away with this one with a big margin.
Yeah, rain only let up briefly. As we mentioned, it was very cold too. So a lot of credit to Henley for grinding out a big win in these conditions. Okay, we have one more break that we are required to take. When we come back, we will I think check in on Lost River once again and see if we can suss out where Henley, who Henley might be facing next week and the week after that. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrick. Don't go away just yet. We got a little bit more for you here on mybasin.com and 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, the retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Not corporate. At Clown Falls Subaru, we built our business on that simple promise. Well, that and some of the best people you're ever going to meet. Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager at Clown Falls Subaru. Our 62 employees make it easy for us to live up to our comfortable, not corporate philosophy. Friendly faces, easy answers, straight talk, fairness, and exceptional service. These are the things you expect. These are the things that all of our people deliver. Our management team, sales pros, certified service and body shop techs, lot attendants, and detail experts are all 100% focused on you. Local people putting their friends and neighbors first. At Clown Falls Subaru, that's the only way we do business. It's comfortable, not corporate. Our team members also spend hundreds of hours each year supporting local charities and events through the Subaru Love Promise. That's the kind of people they are. We're very proud of them. They're your friends, they're your neighbors, they're glad to know you, and they want you to be glad to know them too. I'm Rob, and this is what makes us comfortable.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, deep breaths and watch your speed. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Roll into summer. Save up to $200 instantly on a wide selection of tires and wheels. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Henley clinches back-to-back league titles with a 48 win over Mazama. Matt Bowling here alongside Kevin Petrick as we wrap things up here on the postgame show. Big game down in 2A between Lost River and Lowell. Get a quick check-in there. Kevin?
Yeah, that game just went final, and Lost River with a big win. They win 57-13. Lost River was at home tonight. They beat Lowell, and they'll be in the playoffs next week.
That guarantees them, a playoff spot in their first season back in 2A. First time ever playing 9-player football after winning back-to-back state championships in the 8-player classification. All right, Henley came into this game ranked number 4 in the OSAA computer rankings. It looks like that is where they still are. The final score has been entered, but it may not have registered yet as the records have not updated. So, Henley, number 4, Crook County, number 3, Marist Catholic, Cascade, number 2, Marist Catholic, number 1. Crook County does play Baker tonight. Baker is ranked number 23. So you have to think a win over number 8 Mazama might be enough to put Henley up into that 3 spot. Marist Catholic facing Philomath tonight. We don't have a score for that one. Philomath is number 5. So win for Marist Catholic would certainly solidify them at number 1. But if Philomath able to pull off the upset, chance that they too could move up. Cascade, meanwhile, they're number 2. They host Sweet Home, who is number 16. Tough to tell what's going to happen with this Cascade team. They lost Bryce Kinsey, leading rusher in 4A, to a torn ACL 2 weeks ago. So, they'll most likely still be a top 4 seed, but very favorable matchup for whoever gets them on that side of the bracket, as they will, without a doubt, be severely weakened.
Yeah, 4A's been interesting this year. It's really hard to tell that a lot of teams from the same district were in that top 5, and then you've had significant injuries to playoff teams, different teams across the state. So, yeah, it's really hard to predict. We'll have to just wait and see. Just keep an eye on my basin, and we'll figure out who plays who next week.
What we can tell you is that no matter who Henley plays, no matter where they end up, we will be there every step of the way as the Hornets chase back-to-back state championships. One more time here from Hill O'Brien Field for my partner Kevin Petrick. I'm Matt Bowling saying good night and thanks for watching. Henley 40, Mazama 8, your final. You've been watching Southside Series football on mybasin.com and listening on 104.3 and 960 Sports.